Be careful when you're cleaning parts, guys, because I think I breathed in a little too much of that stuff. No, I haven't used any foreign substance, officer. What's going on, man? I'm wigging out, man. I'm just kidding, I had an eye exam. Alright, it's too bright. I can't stay out here very much longer. Welcome to Project Porsche. Welcome to the show. It's time to reinstall my lower balance shaft. And I'm thinking about breaking the rules. Porsche did not make it easy when they designed this 2.5 engine. There are a lot of things about it that just, I guess when you're used to working on American V8s like I am, you just kind of shake your head and you go, why did they do it this way? Couldn't they have made this cover bolt on at more of an angle so you didn't struggle trying to hold everything together while you were putting it on? And why did they put a plug with an O-ring on the end of this cover? Why couldn't they have just machined the surface without that plug in there and it would have been the same as the rest of the sealing surface? But you know, it's what Porsche did, so I thought I'd concentrate on showing you guys how to get this thing put back together and what I did with the seal in the back that tends to leak, and how to install the seals on the front of the balance shaft in an easier fashion than most manuals or people online will tell you how to do it. This would be a good time to replace your balance shaft bearings. Mine looked alright, and I wasn't planning on doing that from the beginning. I just decided to reseal this stuff since I had everything apart. But if you do want to replace your bearings, it's really not difficult. You just need to obviously clean everything up first, like I did, take everything apart and clean it. And then the bearings just tap in basically like any regular connecting rod bearing or main bearing. There are dowels that help locate the bearing, but basically you just make sure that the edges of the bearings are even with the surfaces of both halves. The outer cover and then the block side, you want the bearings to be even with the surfaces. And then the bearing on the front end of it, you basically just heat that end cover, end cap, whatever you want to call it, up, and then use something to pound or press the bearing out and then pound or press the new bearing in. I put in an order for 2 different gasket sets to cover all the gaskets I needed for this entire project that started a couple of episodes ago. The crankcase cover gasket set is a set that had all the seals that I needed for this particular project, the lower balance shaft. And then I decided to try these URO collars that go on the end of the shaft and run against the seal, because they were so much less expensive than some of the other ones that were offered. These were the cheap ones, of course. So far, that's kind of the only one I skimped out on, is I ordered these because they were like, you know, a quarter of the price of the more expensive ones. Looking at them in person, I think they probably take less time machining these. Maybe the metal might not be as good. I hope that they'll last, but I guess we'll find out. And here's the old collar stuck behind the seal there. Inside of that bearing cover end cap that goes on the front of the balance shaft, I drilled a small hole, used a screw, and popped out the old seal. And then you can see behind there, there's the old collar. It had a pretty deep ridge in it, so that's why I needed to get new ones. And then there is that mylar seal that goes between the back of that collar and the front of the shaft. So I cleaned up that bearing end cap cover, made sure the oil galley hole was nice and clean, and coated the bearing with some grease to just protect it for the time being, and got inside that ridge where the O-ring sits and really scraped that thing clean to make sure that the O-ring that's going back in there has a nice clean seal. And I've got the bolts here all in the order where they go, and I have to clean these up. Or maybe I did clean these up. No, I'm going to clean these up really quick even though they look pretty clean. I might end up using the bracket as like a spacer for the bolts so that this thing clamps down evenly. I've got the bracket with the bolts here and I haven't cleaned it up yet, so I'm gonna have to clean this bracket up first. So I cleaned up all the bolts with some brake parts cleaner and a wire brush, and then cleaned up that bracket that goes behind the cap and on top of the main cover itself. Good enough for the girls I go with. My balance shaft had some what looked like Loctite 574 in the end of it, so I dug that out of there and cleaned up the balance shaft as well. Alright, so for the surface of the cover and the block, you need Loctite 574. I'm going to use some engine assembly lube on the bearings of the shaft itself, and then I'm thinking about putting RTV on this O-ring. You're not supposed to, but a lot of guys talk about how that's how they end up resealing this because for some reason these O-rings tend to leak. And I was thinking about maybe just using RTV right away from the beginning, because normally I would put some oil on the rubber O-ring to ensure that when I push this on and bolt it together, it, you know, squishes in there nicely. But RTV is slippery and works that way too, and I was thinking, you know what, maybe I should just put some RTV on that O-ring, and that way it's kind of like double sealed, and it'll be even better than not having the RTV on there. I don't know, we'll see. The gasket set came with a few different sizes of O-rings, so it was important for me to match up exactly which ones were the correct ones that I needed. And then I found the correct seal that goes in the front cap and got ready to start putting this thing back together. I made sure the surface of the block and all the passages and all the bolt holes were nice and clean so that I didn't run into any problems there. And then made sure the plug was absolutely clean and ready to go for that O-ring, and started to get ready to put the cover with the balance shaft on. I made sure the bearing was nice and clean and then put some assembly lube on it. And now if you're gonna try doing what I did and use RTV on that back O-ring, I've already put the O-ring on that round plug and it already has a little bit of RTV on it. And then I'm putting some on the surface of the cap also, but I actually would recommend using a very small amount. You want to work fast doing this because RTV does set up, and you don't want it to set up before you get that thing all put back together. Or use an RTV or a silicone that sets up really slow so that you don't have to worry about the RTV getting hard. I tried to use a really small amount so that it hopefully wouldn't squeeze up into the surface of where the 574 is actually supposed to seal the machine surface. And then I spread on my 574. I basically just put a small bead around the whole surface on the block and left it off of the cap. And then it's kind of difficult. You have to hold that plug into the back of the cap somehow, get it lined up into the right spot, and also keep the balance shaft held up into the cap also. I used a piece of wire, I cut it to length, and then I fed it through the bolt holes for the larger bolts that go through the main part of the cap that's right in front of the bearing on the rear of the cap, and used that wire to hold the balance shaft into the cap until I had a bolt through the cap and it supported enough to the point where I could pull the wire out. After that, you can install the bolts, and remember to use that bracket that goes behind the front main cap, because you need to make sure that you put that on there temporarily in order to get the cap to torque down correctly. But you're actually going to be removing that and then reinstalling it after you get the front end cap on. And also make sure that the end of your cap is lined up correctly. Basically, there's two different sized bolts, and I'll show you guys the torque specs here so you know what to do. So here is the torque specs for the bolts, and you can see down here there is an order of how you're supposed to do them. Kind of work your way up on the bigger bolts. The smaller M6 bolts basically just have 7 foot-pound or 10 Newton meter setting on them. So once you get those torqued, then you go back and retorque the bigger bolts. Alright, so there's a Mylar seal that goes between this edge of the shaft here and the collar that slides over here and goes behind the seal. So I think what I'm going to do to make it easy on myself is install the seal into the cover that goes over here, but then I'm going to put some grease on that Mylar seal and stick it against this face here, then slide the cover over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that collar inside of the cover before I put the seal on, and then that way I can put the seal on the bench. So I cleaned up the end of the shaft and then test fit that Mylar seal to make sure it was going to slip on there nice and easy, and then used regular grease and greased the end of the shaft and made sure I got it nice and even around the front where that Mylar sits. Then I used the collar to evenly press that Mylar seal up against the face of that shaft. You got to be careful because the Mylar seal is fragile. I mean, it's just thin plastic. But if you use the collar, you can slide that thing right on there, stick it against the face of the shaft, and it's perfectly lined up to the point where you can then slide that whole cap over the top of that Mylar seal, and then you can put the final rubber seal that's on the end of the cap on the bench, and you don't have to mess with trying to do it with it in the car. After that, I put some assembly lube on the bearing surface, a little bit of lube on the end of the shaft. All right, I just took my finger with some oil on it and ran it around the inside of that lip, and I'm gonna try putting this thing on and see what happens. Made sure the bearing was nice and clean and ready for the assembly lube. And now normally you would install this end cap that has the bearing in it. You would install this first and then put the final seal on after you slip that collar on the end of the shaft. But I'm doing this different. I figured it would be a lot easier to do this on the bench instead of having to try to somehow get the seal perfectly straight while that is in the car. It seemed to me it'd be a lot easier to ensure that the seal is pressed in correctly, nice and straight and to the right level depth with it on the bench. And it is, really. The only reason I would put the final seal on the end of the shaft with it in the car is if you didn't remove this end cap. So I greased up that collar there, both sides, front, back, inside, and around where it rubs against the seal. Made sure it was completely coated in grease. Then took that collar, stuck it in the rubber seal so that it was, being held up, because you have to stick it through the seal first before you punch the seal in. Then put a thin coat of oil on the outside of the seal and rubbed it around inside the end of the cap where the seal is pressed into. I thought about using RTV on that surface, and in fact, I don't think it's a bad idea. I've heard people talk about how they think their seals actually leak from out of there. I contemplated doing it, but decided not to. I just used oil and pressed the seal in. Oh yeah, I can just push it in there until it was flat, even, and the surface was even with the outside of the cap. I guess that's good. And I didn't get video of it, but I snapped a new large black O-ring around the back side of it. And then here I'm just putting some oil on that O-ring and getting ready to insert that whole thing onto the end of the shaft. And then I carefully slid that cap over the end of the shaft. And I decided to use the bolts to evenly seat the end of the cap, so that O-ring creates some resistance. But if you put the bolts in and evenly go around the cap, do a little at a time on each bolt, then the cap will suck into where it's supposed to be, that O-ring seal will seat, and the cover will be pressed up against the front of the engine. One thing that's really important here, though, is you need to loosen up that extra bracket that's behind the cover. I'm doing it here after I started tightening down that cap, but I should have done it first. And just whatever you do, don't forget to loosen up that cap and torque the front cover down first to make sure it's completely seated and straight, and then go back and retighten the bracket that's on the side. And most importantly, make sure your balance shaft spins freely. You want to make sure that this thing is torqued down evenly, otherwise your balance shaft won't spin. All right, it says that these bolts are torqued to 15 foot-pounds, so I'm going to torque these evenly across the 3 to 15 foot-pounds, and then put the bolt. There's one bolt that goes through the bracket. I'll tighten that one down first. Well, I'll snug the bolts up against the backside of the cover so that that's flush up against there. Then torque this bolt so that it pulls it tight, and then torque those. So there I'm going around torquing the front bolts to the specifications, and then going back to that bracket, I screwed in the bolt that feeds into the back of that cover, then snugged up the bolts that screw into the side of the block there, and snugged up the bracket so that it was up against the cover but not completely torqued, so that that bracket could still slide a little bit. Then torqued down the bolt that screws into the back of the front cover, and finally went back and torqued the bolts that screw into the actual cover that goes over the shaft. And then checked it to make sure the balance shaft spun. Oh, nice. It spins nice and easy, good. Spins nice and free. Well, there, you gotta pull it out a little bit, but all right, we're in business. Well, there it is. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for checking out the show. Be sure to check back for new episodes of Project Porsche. All right, see you next time.